going on, people? Welcome out to Funwood.
Good morning from Dover. So it's amazing how just a few hours can make such a difference. So last night we were up in arms because we didn't know what was going on, if there was going to be shortened crews, if we were going to have to make other plans. We didn't know where we were going to be sleeping tonight especially. And then I woke up around 2 a.m. with an email from Carnival saying that there will be a shortened cruise starting on Monday. So super excited about that. And just the peace of mind of knowing for sure, you know, what's going to be going on, has us in much better spirits for today. Unfortunately, the hotel that we're staying at is way overbooked. So we were not able to secure a room. We were staying at the Best Western these last 2 nights. So we actually have to go to the next town over, about 15 minutes away, to Folkestone. I think that's how you say it. We're right outside of that area. And we're going to be staying at one hotel there. Then the next night we've got another hotel in that kind of same area. And then we'll be back at the Best Western Sunday night to hopefully get on our cruise.
So once we got to our hotel, the Burlington, the front end person told us we had to go to what's called the Folkestone Harbour arm. She said, especially with little man, she was wonderful. She told us, you know, where to go, what to eat, what to do in a limited time, and that's exactly what we did. We ended up taking what's called the Leas Promenade, and it's just this awesome pathway to the harbour arm. You're right on the ocean. There's also a lower level of the Leas where you can get to the beach, but they have little coffee shops along the way, which we stopped at. We grabbed a coffee. They also had sandwiches, English teas, pastries, all of that good stuff. It was very inexpensive and just honestly delicious. It was one of the best places that we stopped at, and I think we paid less than £5 for everything that we got. So definitely a deal. Little man even got himself a little drink as well. We continued on, and I'm telling you, it was just so pretty. The area is so underrated. I mean, it's definitely an up-and-coming area from what we can tell. They've done a lot of construction lately and opened a lot of new places, you know, breweries, different restaurants, but we ended up getting to the destination that we were looking at, and the Folkestone Harbour Arm is very large. They have different souvenir shops, restaurants along the way, places like pubs where you can get a drink, and we ended up stopping in one of the places and had a pretty good lunch. It was pretty inexpensive. And then we made our way to the beach at the end, which was fantastic. Rhett wanted to really go into the water, but it was very, very cold. So we let him take his shoes off, put his feet in the water, but we knew that if he was going to get in, he was going to be miserably cold the rest of the day. So we decided against that. Then we started to walk more towards the Folkestone Harbour Arm, just taking in some of the beautiful sights of Folkestone. You can actually see the White Cliffs of Dover in the background, as well as a cruise ship that's in port, and the ferries. There was this really cool seashell store that I highly recommend you checking out if you want to get some souvenirs while you're in the area. And then it continues up. There was a really good seafood restaurant on the right there. We did not eat there. We just weren't in the mood for seafood for lunch, but the front desk person, I wish I could remember her name. She was telling us it was one of the best spots to eat. All super fresh. You just basically pick out what you want. They have a lot of different sandwiches and stuff like that. So yeah, we didn't eat there, but it looked like everybody was having a really good time. So then we continued up and on to the Folkestone Harbour Arm, and I kept joking with Michelle because this area reminded me of Harry Potter, the like platform 9 3/4, and we fell upon a awesome little pub, bar, pizza place, whatever you want to call it. It's called Brewing Brothers. They just opened a month or two prior, and this was our favorite restaurant to go to in Folkestone. Well, it might be our second favorite, but as far as drinks go, it was definitely our favorite, and it was Little Man's favorite as well, because they had this car that didn't move, but the owner unlocked it for him, and he was having himself a grand time, pretending to drive, honk the horn, just opening and closing the door. So he had an amazing time at the bar. He actually wanted to go back the next day, which we ended up doing just so that way he can pretend to drive the car. And then I got in on some of the antics. We were pretending to run each other over because, that's what responsible parents do. But we had a great time. The drinks there were fantastic. We got a lot of different IPAs and ales on tap. And we actually picked up a lot of canned beer that we ended up bringing on board the Carnival Pride. We ended up buying maybe an 18 pack of just singles and making, filling our backpack. In the UK, if you're leaving on a cruise, or Europe in general, you can actually bring on as much as you want on the cruise ships. But downtown Folkestone, as you can see, it's an elevated area, but it's just so nice. I mean, walking through, there's so many different, colorful buildings, a lot of history, older buildings, just the architecture is just beautiful. Once we were done looking around downtown Folkestone, we took another recommendation from our hotel front desk person. She recommended going to Luben's Pizza for dinner, and that's exactly what we did. And let me tell you, this was some of the best pizza that we ever had. We also ordered cold antipasta. So much food, just wonderful. Little man ended up falling asleep during dinner. I don't even think he ended up eating a bite of anything. Maybe he had bread to begin or to start with, but he had passed out before the food came, which was okay. We ended up picking him up and walking him back, which was actually quite a far walk from the restaurant back to the hotel, but was definitely worth it. And we actually ended up eating pizza again at Luben's the following evening as well, because it was just to die for. We met the manager there, such a friendly guy, so I highly recommend if you are ever in Folkestone, Dover area, to check out Luben's and Brewing Brothers, because we would definitely go back in a heartbeat. And that was it. Once we got back to the hotel, we had one last drink. The bar had opened at the hotel. They actually had 2 bars there, and I believe there was a wedding party, so we talked to some of the wedding guests there, had a great night. But so that's it for day 3 in Folkestone. We had a wonderful day. On to day 4, which is back in Folkestone, and then we're gonna finish the pre-cruise activities back in Dover before we get on the beautiful Carnival Pride. So hopefully we'll see you right back here in the next video, or on a cruise ship one day. Catch you later.